Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats because the NFL world might be on the brink of a monumental shakeup. Whispers, rumors, and insider murmurs are suggesting that the New England Patriots could have pulled off what many thought was nothing more than a far-fetched fantasy securing the services of none other than DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, you heard that right. DeAndre Nuke Hopkins, one of the most electric wide receivers of the past decade, could be donning the iconic navy red and silver of the Patriots. While nothing has been officially confirmed, as of yet sources close to both camps are hinting at an agreement that's not only real but imminent. This could be the kind of move that instantly shifts the balance of power in the AFC for a team that's been searching for a true number one wideout since the departure of Randy Moss. This potential acquisition is as big as they come. And let's be honest, Hopkins in Foxborough, that's not just news. That's a headline that sets the entire NFL media on fire. There's an energy around Gillette Stadium that hasn't been felt in years, and it's all pointing to something major happening. Behind the scenes, reports are surfacing from multiple insiders, some anonymous, others more vocal, that the Patriots front office has been quietly working behind closed doors to bring Hopkins aboard. According to one particular AFC East scout, the deal has been in motion for several weeks with negotiations intensifying over the past few days. There are even whispers that Hopkins was spotted near the Patriots facilities, though no official photos have confirmed it yet. If true, this would be a strategic masterstroke by Bill Belichick and his revamped offensive staff. The Patriots have been criticized in recent years for their inability to land top-tier offensive talent, but this rumored deal suggests a complete change in direction. Hopkins would immediately become the focal point of the Patriots' offense, giving young quarterback Mac Jones the kind of weapon he's never had. Fans are already buzzing across forums and social media speculating how this move could redefine the team's identity. From Foxborough to Phoenix, everyone seems to be holding their breath. Is this really happening? Is Hopkins truly Patriots bound? It's still in the realm of speculation, but the sheer volume of chatter suggests there's at least a spark of truth. Possibly more. If the rumors are to be believed, the contract being discussed isn't just your run-of-the-mill deal. Insiders are tossing around figures that suggest Hopkins could be in line for a multi-year agreement worth upwards of $50 million with generous incentives tied to performance playoff appearances and overall impact on the field. It's the kind of deal that signals serious intent from the Patriots, a team that's been uncharacteristically quiet in the splashy free agency game in recent years. What's fascinating here is the calculated nature of this potential acquisition. Belichick isn't known for doling out large contracts to skill position players, especially not aging stars. But with Hopkins still playing at an elite level and possessing a football IQ that aligns perfectly with New England's system, perhaps this is a rare exception. Could this be the dawn of a new offensive philosophy in New England? Could the Patriots finally be embracing the modern NFL's love affair with explosive passing attacks? The timing certainly makes sense, with the AFC East becoming increasingly competitive and stacked with the offensive firepower. The Patriots might see Hopkins as their golden ticket back into the playoff picture, and perhaps beyond. Those close to Hopkins have hinted that the veteran wide receiver is intrigued by the idea of playing for a franchise with a championship pedigree and a coach like Belichick who's revered across the league. Though Hopkins has had stints with the Texans and Cardinals, two teams that have struggled with consistency, joining the Patriots could be his shot at postseason redemption. Imagine the scenario: Hopkins lines up wide, Mac Jones under center Ramondre, Stevenson threatening out of the backfield, and defenses scrambling to adjust. It's not hard to see why this rumor is gaining so much traction. And with Hopkins reportedly disinterested in rebuilding teams, are more focused on legacy and championships, New England checks several boxes. The Pats may not be favorites at the moment, but with a few tweaks and a big-time target like Hopkins, they become an entirely different beast. And let's not forget, Belichick has a long history of reviving careers and bringing out the best in star players who were doubted elsewhere. Could Hopkins be the latest name on that list? The fit seems almost too perfect. A deal of this magnitude doesn't just impact the Patriots, it shakes the entire AFC East to its core. Imagine being the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, or New York Jets and waking up to the news that one of the league's top receivers is now lining up against you twice a year. Defensive coordinators would be scrambling to rework their game plans, and cornerbacks would be silently dreading those matchups. Hopkins' presence on the field demands attention, double teams, safety help, press coverage nightmares. And when paired with Belichick's game planning genius, the implications become downright scary. The Patriots could go from a middling offense to a truly dynamic unit capable of keeping pace with a high-octane attacks around the conference. This potential signing doesn't just bolster New England, it forces every other AFC contender to reevaluate their own standing. What was once considered a two-horse race between Buffalo and Miami could now become a three-team slugfest with the Patriots re-entering the fray in spectacular fashion. The ripple effects would be immediate and profound. While the buzz continues to grow, many are asking a critical question: why now? What prompted the Patriots to suddenly swing for the fences after years of cautious roster building? The answer might lie in the evolution of Mac Jones. The young quarterback has shown flashes of brilliance, but has also struggled without consistent weapons. Bringing in a player like Hopkins could be the front office's way of committing fully to Jones's development. It's a signal that they're not just experimenting anymore. They're building, and building with intent. By giving Jones a legitimate WR1, the Patriots are giving their quarterback the support he desperately needs to succeed in a loaded conference. This isn't just about numbers, it's about leadership, mentorship, and experience. Qualities Hopkins brings in abundance. For a young locker room still finding its voice, post-Brady Hopkins could be a stabilizing force both on and off the field. If this deal goes through, it's not just a win for the team. It's a bold declaration that the Patriots are no longer content with mediocrity. They're coming for the crown. Media personalities across the football landscape are beginning to pick up on the whispers fueling speculation with each passing hour. Some are skeptical, noting Belichick's historically frugal nature when it comes to marquee signings. Others, however, are all in, pointing to subtle clues like recent cap space maneuvers and cryptic social media activity from players and insiders. Alike, there's a sense of anticipation, a feeling that something is brewing in Foxborough. You can see it in the way reporters are hedging their words, not denying the possibility, but dancing around the lack of confirmation. It's classic NFL offseason drama. Part truth, part theater, all captivating. And then there's Hopkins himself. He's remained silent amid the speculation, which only adds to the intrigue. No denials, no confirmations, just silence. Sometimes that's the loudest message of all. Whether he's already signed on the dotted line or still weighing his options, one thing is clear. The NFL world is watching, waiting, wondering. Could the Patriots be about to make their biggest offensive acquisition in over a decade? And yet, even as the rumor mill continues to churn, questions remain. How would Hopkins truly fit into New England's scheme? Can he maintain his all-pro level in a system that prioritizes discipline, timing, and precision? Some analysts are quick to point out that not every superstar thrives in Foxborough's famously rigid structure. But others argue that Hopkins' intelligence and work ethic make him an ideal candidate to flourish under Belichick's tutelage. After all, this is a player who made a career out of producing with subpar quarterbacks. Now paired with a promising young passer and a coach who knows how to weaponize elite talent, the possibilities seem endless. There's also talk that Hopkins' arrival could open up opportunities for other players. Guys like Kendrick Bourne and Tyquan Thornton could benefit immensely from the defensive attention Hopkins would command. This rumored signing isn't just about adding a name. It's about transforming the entire offense. And if that's truly the case, then we may be witnessing the start of a whole new era in Patriots football. Now, let's dive deeper into what this could mean, not just for the Patriots, but for DeAndre Hopkins himself. If the rumors are true, this isn't just a career move, it's a statement. Hopkins has spent his entire career being overlooked, undervalued, or caught in dysfunctional situations. From catching passes from a carousel of quarterbacks in Houston to dealing with inconsistency in Arizona, he's always made plays, always produced no matter the chaos around him, but New England offers something different. Structure, legacy, a chance. to define the final act of his career with meaning. He wouldn't just be a star in Foxborough, he'd be the star, the face of a resurgence, the anchor of a new offensive identity. And for a player with Hall of Fame aspirations, this kind of stage matters. Imagine Hopkins running crisp routes in the cold December wind of Gillette Stadium, converting third downs, catching game winners, leading playoff charges. If he wants that legacy-defining stretch, there may be no better place. And perhaps that's why these rumors feel so much heavier than your usual off-season talk. They make sense. There's narrative power here. There's football logic. And more than anything, there's the kind of quiet momentum that often leads to something real. As for the Patriots, this potential acquisition could serve as a symbolic shift in philosophy. One, that fans have been begging for since Tom Brady left town. For years, the criticism has been the same. New England's offense lacks punch, no stars, no excitement, just grit and grind with mediocre results. But Hopkins, he brings flash. He brings production. He brings attention. This wouldn't just be a football move, it'd be a branding move. A clear signal to the rest of the league that New England is done playing it safe. And internally, it could be the morale boost this locker room desperately needs. Players feed off energy, and Hopkins brings a ton of it. His presence could elevate not just the offense, but the defense too, knowing that they finally got a weapon who can change the game with a single catch. There's also a ripple effect within the coaching staff. Offensive coordinators love players like Hopkins. He opens up the playbook, forces defenses into adjustments, turns ordinary drives into scoring threats. And that kind of flexibility, paired with Belichick's mastery, could turn New England into a team no one wants to face down the stretch. Even the timing of his rumored deal adds fuel to the fire. Training camp is ramping up. Teams are finalizing rosters, evaluating young talent, and identifying holes. The Patriots, by all accounts, still have a need at wide receiver, especially one who can dominate against man coverage and take over in critical moments. Hopkins checks those boxes and more. The sudden spike in these rumors might suggest that the Patriots have waited for the right moment to strike. Once the market cooled and the asking price became reasonable. And let's be honest, Hopkins has leverage, but not the way he once did. If he wants to win now, he has to compromise. But now the Patriots, with their structured culture and historic winning pedigree, might be the ideal match. It's also worth noting that the AFC East is turning into an arms race. The Jets have Aaron Rodgers. The Dolphins have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. The Bills have Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. The Patriots need firepower to compete plain and simple. If they're going to climb back to the top of this brutal division, Hopkins might be the fuel they've been missing. And the timing couldn't be more perfect. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. There's also something poetic about Hopkins possibly joining the Patriots, a team once viewed as the NFL's evil empire. He's been on the other side of that dominance. He's seen it from afar. And now he might become part of it. For fans of old school football narratives, this would be a full circle moment. A seasoned, battle-tested warrior stepping into the most disciplined system in the league, aiming for a ring. And make no mistake, Hopkins wants that ring. He's done the individual accolades. He's made the highlight reels. What's left is winning. And the Patriots, despite their recent struggles, still carry that aura. Still command that respect, still have the infrastructure to build a winner, especially if they get the right pieces. Hopkins could be that final piece. And with the right motivation, he could not only elevate his game, but unlock the true potential of this Patriots squad. It's a marriage of purpose and potential, a player chasing legacy and a team seeking revival. If the rumors are true, this isn't just a signing, it's a mission, one that could reignite the Patriots dynasty in the post-Brady era. And what about the fans? Patriots Nation is starved for a reason to believe again. Since Brady's departure, the franchise has hovered in mediocrity, never quite bad enough to rebuild, but never good enough to contend. Hopkins changes that. He brings back the sizzle. He gives fans something to rally around. Already social media is ablaze with jersey mock-ups, speculation on press conferences, and imagined touchdowns in Foxborough. Season ticket holders are buzzing, talk shows are debating, the energy is unmistakable. This kind of rumor doesn't come around every day, and it's not just smoke. There's heat behind it. Patriots fans know how to read the signs, and right now everything points to something significant brewing. It's not just about signing a player, it's about restoring a standard, reclaiming an identity, and in a league where perception can be as powerful as reality, adding Hopkins sends a message: we're not done, we're not fading, we're reloading. And with the right pieces, we're coming back for everything. The rest of the league won't take this lightly. If and when this deal becomes official, expect reactions from every corner of the NFL. Coaches will respond, players will react, analysts will dissect. Because DeAndre Hopkins, even at this stage in his career, still has the ability to alter the trajectory of a season. He's not just a receiver, he's a gravitational force on the field. Opposing defenses will have to scheme differently. Cornerbacks will be tested. Safeties will stay up at night. And as teams plan their matchups against New England, the question won't just be how to beat the Patriots, but how to stop Hopkins. That changes everything. Suddenly, New England goes from an afterthought to a wild card, from rebuilding to reloading, from maybe next year to why not us. That's the kind of move this could be, and make no mistake, the entire AFC. Playoff picture would be impacted. If Hopkins is truly Patriots bound, then we're looking at a seismic shift, one that reshapes the narrative of the 2025 season before the first snap is even played. But until there's confirmation, all we have is speculation. All we can do is follow the signs, track the whispers, and piece together the puzzle. And that's what makes this so thrilling. Because rumors like this, when they feel this real, this logical, this inevitable, they often are. There's a rhythm to NFL reporting, a pulse that beats louder when something's close. And right now, that pulse is quickening. Patriots insiders are unusually quiet. National reporters are starting to phrase their tweets carefully. Hopkins in a circle is going radio silent. It's the calm before the storm. The kind of silence that suggests deals are being finalized, details are being ironed out, announcements being prepped. Whether it drops tonight, tomorrow, or in a few days, if it drops, it will change the game. For Hopkins, for Mac Jones, for Belichick, and for a franchise that spent the last few years searching for its new identity. This could be the moment they find it again. So stay ready. Because if this rumor turns out to be true, the Patriots just re-entered the championship conversation. And they did it in the most Patriots way possible. Quietly, strategically, and with perfect timing. And so we wait. That's the final piece in this puzzle. Time! The Patriots aren't the kind of organization that leaks without purpose. And Hopkins isn't the kind of player to draw unnecessary attention unless there's something brewing. The silence on both ends speaks volumes. No denials, no dismissals, just nothing. Which in the NFL often means everything. Maybe the ink is already drying on the contract. Maybe an announcement is set for a dramatic Friday news dump. Or maybe this is just the beginning of a longer strategic pursuit. Whatever the case, the league is watching, the fans are waiting, and the whispers are growing louder. If Hopkins ends up in Foxborough, we'll look back at these days as the first signs. The first sparks of something much, much bigger. And if it doesn't happen, well, even then, the mere possibility lit a fire that's been missing in New England for years. Either way, the message is clear: the Patriots are not done. They're thinking big again. They're dreaming big again. And soon the entire league might have to deal with the consequences of that ambition. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.